Come in. Hi.
Hey, Mickey.
Hi, how you doing?
Pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you.
How's your Saturday going?
Oh, it's a Saturday at work. What can I say? It could go better. But here we are. So
Yeah,
that's what.
right? I mean,
yeah.
this weather's just awful.
Right. Yeah.
There's so much snow
Yeah,
and
it
stuff.
is. It's just outrageous. It's just really outrageous.
So yeah, again, thank you for seeing me on the Saturday and the weather and everything.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Do I see is that a Broncos hat over there?
No, that's, I think, well, yeah, it was a Broncos hat that I probably stomped on. I'm actually a Patriots fan.
I'm actually from Wisconsin, so I'm a big Green Bay fan. But
okay.
My grandpa loves Peyton Manning, so.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think the Patriots would have given the Seattle Seahawks a much better run for their money, frankly. So,
right. Well, I'm sure, I know we met at Bob's. My name's Jake Weber.
Right.
I'm with ADP. Here is my business card.
Okay.
So if you have any questions in the future.
That'll be great.
A little bit about ADP.
Mm-hmm.
We consult and help medium to small size businesses with cash management, people management, and risk management.
Okay.
I'll get a little bit more into it as I go through my presentation.
Okay.
But starting off, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
No, not
just
at
so I
all.
can get to know your business
Sure,
a little
absolutely.
bit and you?
That'd be fine.
All right. So starting off, what are your long-term goals?
Chris, this is a new franchise for us. We were in Florida, so we're opening up this office in Atlanta. And frankly, it's we're all about expansion at this point. This is our first foray into franchising and opening a new office. But if all goes well, maybe we'll be able to open some more. So we're hoping to grow over the next few years.
So, just to recap, your goal is to grow.
Right. Absolutely.
For the most part, grow.
Absolutely.
Now I know I mentioned cash management. Part of that's the
Right.
payroll side of it.
Right.
Who handles the payroll? In the
Actually,
organization?
it's I have a chief operating officer, Katie, and she handles most of that.
But in the end, you are the main decision maker for acting.
Well, yeah, I would anything to do with that. I would certainly consult her.
Okay.
I am the decision maker, but it's a small office right now, and we pretty much make a lot of decisions jointly. So I'd certainly, ultimately I am the decision maker, but I'd look to her for input as well.
Okay. How many hours do you think Katie's working on payroll a week?
Well, quite a bit. We have our own system. Of course, we're in IT, so we created our own system. But it's a lot of still manual entering. It's not really her expertise. Essentially, as I said, she's our chief operating officer, so she's got a lot of different hats. So, it's quite a bit. It's kind of boring to tell you the truth as well.
So if Katie could spend less time on payroll, she'd be better utilized.
Oh, absolutely. As I said, she's got a lot of different hats, and we're a startup company, and so there's other ways that she could definitely spend her time that would probably help us towards the bottom line.
Now, does Katie end up traveling a lot?
Sometimes with the projects, you're absolutely right. Yeah, she does, depending on what our client base and what our current projects are.
No, I know that you mentioned you're small now. You're two offices, but you plan on growing.
Absolutely.
That's the point of that.
Right.
Have mistakes been made when it comes to payroll or your HR management in the past?
Well, not so far, but I do sometimes stay up at night. Of course, again, we're fairly small right now, but sometimes I do. We're in a new state, so now we've got new tax compliance issues, and those rules and regulations change every year. So, not so far. That's knock on wood. That's what I have to say.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned the tax compliances. Do you have a way that you keep up to date with all the different rules working in the different states?
Kind of by hook or by crook, so to speak. We try to. It's just a lot of changes. Every state has a different form. Every state has a different deadline. We have to make sure there's enough cash in the bank to cover these commitments, and it's just a lot. It's a real lot.
So your life would be a little easier if you could get that information in just one source.
Oh, I get that. It sure would. I have to admit to that. You're absolutely right. It sure would.
Okay, thank you. Well, so far, I know this is a short meeting, but I see a lot of opportunity in which I think ADP could work with your organization.
Oh, okay.
I say you manage other people's technology.
Right.
I think that we could manage your cash management, people management, and risk management.
Oh, that would be great.
And I'm gonna show you some of our products.
Sure.
Starting off, I'm just gonna show you. This is actually our mobile app. So when you talk about Katie traveling,
right.
This is something that she could actually handle the payroll on the road.
Really?
So she's sitting in her office. She's handling all her other duties.
Right.
The payroll, boring parts, she could handle on a plane or on the road.
Oh,
things
you're
like
kidding?
That. Yeah.
on her iPhone?
Yep, and we can do it on the tablet, iPhone,
Wow.
or run it from
How
your
about
laptop.
the security then? Is it secure? All this information? I mean, it's
Oh.
really a lot of proprietary personal information.
ADP, I mean, we're a large organization.
Mhm.
We work with hundreds of different medium to small businesses.
Right.
We are established. We guarantee our safety. You don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we wouldn't be as big as we are today
Right.
if, you know, security was an
Right.
issue. I assure
So what's
you.
the sort of the cloud then in regards to?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I'd hate to have somebody get that,
Yeah.
just get hold of her phone and get into that information.
Does that handle your concern?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So if you can see, we're just going to tour the app.
Sure.
I mean, can you help me with my technology? I mean, geez, okay.
That's all right. You can show me what you've got.
Okay, so here we go. This is an example of something that you could look at or your
Okay.
employees could look
Okay.
at. So I'm just going to show you one part of this because I was concentrating the cash management.
Right.
So your employee can just look at here. You can see the different pay
Oh,
stubs
okay,
he's had.
great.
Yep. And then the next step right here, this is where this is nice. I don't know how you give your employees their
Right.
W-2s,
Oh, this is great. Yeah.
but you could save time and money
Right. Right.
to they can just look at that.
Right. Yeah.
So-
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It has a lot of information. Look
Mhm.
at all this information in
Yeah.
regards to how.
If we ever had a chance to meet again, I'd love to show
Right.
you all the other things that we
Right.
can offer there.
Right. Right. Huh.
So I mean, I just want to show you what our system looks
Right.
like. And you mentioned your long-term goals
Mhm.
is growing.
Right.
That's something that I think we can really help you out because at ADP we can integrate all your information.
Oh.
So if you have 4 or 5 different branches, we can work with you to have all your information in that one spot.
Really?
So I don't know if you noticed there, you saw the mail part of it.
Right.
The tax compliance, for an example, all of a sudden you expand because you want to expand. You expand to 10 different
Mhm.
different
Yeah, that'd
states.
be great. You're right.
right?
Yeah.
You can.
Tomorrow the world.
We'll let you. Hey, why not, right?
Exactly.
We can let you know if Georgia or Florida or Alabama, what things are changes there, what tax compliances, what laws are changing.
Oh, really?
So you can just flip through and be like, oh, we need to do
Right.
this for this state,
Right.
instead of having to go out there and find it.
ADP is such a huge corporation, and we're as big as we want to get. We're still awfully small. Do you have that kind of time to spend with such a small company
Because,
as us?
I mean, we specialize in
Right.
medium to small size companies.
Oh, really? That's
And we
interesting.
have a force. I mean, they trained me for 6 months.
Mhm.
Just remember, we were at Bob's.
Right.
I'm still hi Bob's. We have our support
Great-
staff with
great
Bob.
coffee over
Yeah,
Bob's,
yep.
yeah.
I mean, that's a smaller establishment. That's
Yes,
a small
it is,
business,
right.
and we're working with them.
Oh, okay.
So I assure you that ADP,
Right.
if you go big or small, we won't forget
Right.
about you. We'll be there for you.
It sounds expensive. Is it going to be something that we're going to spend a lot
You
of
have to
money
look
on?
at this. I'm sure you tell this to your clients, but
Right.
it's an investment.
Oh, okay.
And I ensure that if you invest in ADP, you'll end
Mhm.
up saving money. And you'll
Right.
make money off it. And that ability
That
to grow.
always sounds good, when you're an entrepreneur.
So does that handle your concern?
Yeah, it does. It
with-
does. Thank
with the
you.
cost?
Great.
Okay. So just a little recap here.
Mhm.
Your long-term goals are to grow.
Mhm.
Do you see a way in which ADP, if we fit with you, we could make your life easier and your ability to grow and that transition
Right. Well,
easier?
you've piqued my interest. That's for sure. It's just something we don't care to do, frankly.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I bet Katie would be interested in maybe another alternative from what we're currently
Yeah.
doing, but we hadn't really thought about it yet. So.
And then talking about Katie, do you see, you said you'd like to see Katie's resources used elsewhere.
Right.
Do you see how ADP could make her life a little easier on the payroll side so she could use her expertise elsewhere?
Yeah, I'm beginning to, especially if she could use it on her phone. I think she'd really like that. She wouldn't be across the hall. That's where I speak Saturday mornings.
Great.
Saying so.
Yeah. And then with the tax compliances and laws,
Mhm.
do you see a way in which ADP could minimize, your effort of going
Right,
through that?
anything that would take that off my shoulders would be wonderful. I have to admit that. In regards to that, I'd be thrilled.
Great. Well, final question: would you be interested in meeting with me next week, and maybe we can bring in Katie because I know she's
Yeah.
handling that. We can all work together.
You're right.
and
I definitely would like to chat with Katie about it and get her input. So yeah, that would work. I mean, next week would be all right. I guess. Yeah.
Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Tuesday. Actually, probably about this time at 4 would probably be best.
Perfect.
All right. Great.
Well, Mickey, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a great day. Hey, good luck to the Broncos next year.
Thanks. We want the Patriots.